Hello and welcome to Vivid Space Yoga. Everybody that is joining us that's brand new, or maybe you're joining us a little bit later on via Facebook, we just want to welcome you. My name is Regina, and welcome to my practice space. Today we are going to be doing a gentle Hatha flow, which just means we're going to take some standing poses. We're gonna move through them fluidly, but not in uh, a quick pace. So when you talk about a gentle flow, it's just saying that these poses are going to flow into each other, but we're going to hold them for maybe 5 to 8 breaths. And then the second half is going to be a restorative practice. And restorative is just that. It's going to be relaxing. It's just going to allow you to tell your body to relax and that it's safe to relax. This particular restorative was designed to not use props, but if you do, you may need a prop. You may need a pillow or a blanket. So I have my blanket and I have my bolster. So again, these things are not necessary, but as you go into the poses, you may need them. And also with the restorative poses, we're going to be holding them for 5 minutes each. Okay, cool. So you'll be able to take some time and you'll be able to relax into each pose. Alrighty, so let's just think about that today as we go into practice, is grounding ourselves, feeling safe, and being able to relax even when we're in the standing postures that may be a little more challenging or strenuous. Let's think about it and let's try to breathe safely in each of those different situations. Okay, so we're going to start at the top of our mat in a standing forward fold. I'm just going to start a little music. Good. All right, so standing forward fold right at the top of the mat. Feet are going to be hip distance apart. And just hinge at the hips, fold over. Let your head hang. Let the crown of your head come down. Let gravity pull the whole body down. Now, as you forward fold, you may feel some sensation in your hamstrings, maybe in your back, or whatever, in different spaces in your body. But I just want you to just release it and try not to judge it. Just notice it and say, hey, that's what's going on. But no judgment here. If this is a little bit too strenuous, you can always grab blocks if you have them. Place your hands just to bring the ground up a little bit more. So I just want you to hang out here for a few breaths and just take some natural breaths in and out through the nose or through the mouth, whatever is comfortable for you. Soften your eyes or soften your gaze, or you can close your eyes. And we'll just take this time to settle into this pose. Each exhale that you take, allow for your body to relax a little bit more. Good. One more big inhale, big exhale. And then inhale, lift up halfway. Push against the shins, pull the shoulder blades back, lengthen the shoulders down the spine. Take a big inhale, and then exhale, breathe it out through the mouth. Now let's do that 2 more times. Big inhale. Open up, side out through the mouth. 1 more time. Big, deep inhale. Open up, side out through the mouth, and exhale, fold in again. This time I want you to take your index fingers and see if you can grab a hold of your big toes. You're going to inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, fold in a little bit deeper. Take the elbows out to the side, and you're pulling against your toes to kind of pull your chest a little bit closer to your thigh. Again, I want you to be comfortable, so if you need to come back to the blocks, or if you need to come back to just that forward fold, I want you to feel free to. This is just an option for a deeper forward fold. And again, the more sensation you feel, just try to breathe into it. If it's too much sensation, then back off. Good, inhale to lengthen, press into the shins, shoulders away from the ears, big deep breath in. Exhale, breathe out through the mouth, fold in again. This time, we're gonna walk, we're gonna lift the feet and then walk onto our hands, if that's available. So your feet are gonna be on top of the palms and your toes are gonna be close to your wrist line. Again, come out of it, back off, go into either of the other two if this is too much. Fold in, elbows are gonna pull away from the body. And again, just a deeper version of this forward fold. About the tailbone raising up towards the sky, straightening through the knees as much as you can. Even if the knees are bent like so, that's totally fine. Just notice. No judgment zone, judgment free. Okay, release your bind, whichever one you have. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bring your fingertips down. We're gonna step back with the right foot. Bring the knee down. Keep that bend into the left knee. And inhale to reach up for Anjaneyasana. So each of these postures that we're going to do in the beginning, we're going to sink into for maybe 5 to 8 breaths. And allowing the breath to create a release in that sensation, that tension you might feel. Allowing everything to relax, the eyes, the jaw, whatever's going on in our brain and our head. And coming back to that peace and calmness each time we move to a different posture. Good, next exhale, we're gonna take that left knee, straighten it out, and sit back into not a standing split, but a half split, okay? So fingertips are gonna come down, you're gonna straighten out through this left knee, but keep the knee soft and flex through the left toes. You can take an inhale to lift and an exhale to fold in. Now, if the fingertips or the hands don't quite come down without you rounding, again, we have these lovely blocks, or if you have a blanket or something to prop you up a little bit higher, that's totally cool. Good, inhales to lengthen back, straighten or bend, back into the left knee. Curl the right toes under, and then we're gonna just lift that right knee off of the mat, keep the back heel lifted, straighten through this back leg, and then inhale, use the belly muscles and pull the belly off the thigh, come into crescent lunge. There's always the option of bringing that knee back down. Just keep breathing through this sensation. Allow your body to calm and relax. For whatever time, if you don't want to do the whole 5 breaths or 8 breaths, then you come back down. You take a rest when you feel needed. Good. Next exhale, we're going to straighten through that left knee and then come into a waterfall pose. So this back foot is going to come in just a little bit so that the heel can plant. Inhale, lift up halfway, and then fold over straight legs. So both legs are straight in this pose. Allowing the belly to fall over the side. Allowing space in the calf muscles and the hamstrings and the low back. Lift up halfway, slightly bend into that left knee, and we're just going to walk over towards the right to the middle of the mat into a wide leg forward fold. So all 10 toes are going to be facing that long edge of the mat. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold. And again, as we approach each of these different postures,
there's going to be some kind of sensation that's going to come into your body or into your mind. What we want to do is use the breath just to try to calm and refocus. Good. With this wide leg forward fold, inhale, half lift. Then we're going to walk all the way over to the left or to the back side of the mat. This time the left knee is going to come down, and then the right knee is going to bend. Inhale, lift up for Anjaneyasana. Opposite side. Shoulder blades backing down, allow for space to be created in this front hip flexor. Lunging maybe deeper into that right knee if you want to feel a little more. Always focusing on the breath. Okay, next exhale, we're going to straighten through this right leg. Come into half splits. So nice and tall with the belly or with the spine. Engage the belly. Exhale, fold in. Again, keeping a soft bend in this right knee and flexing through the right toes in order, excuse me, to create safe space in that hip. Good. Fold in. Palms can come down or your hands can come to the blocks. Good. Inhale, come forward, back, and bend into that right knee again. Fingertips can come down. Curl the left toes under. Lift that knee up. Back heel is lifted. Inhale for crescent lunge on the right side. The next exhale, fold in, straighten through that right knee. Bring the fingertips down to a block or to the floor. Step the back foot in just a little bit so that the heel can come down. Fold into pyramid. You guys hang out there. I think somebody's in the waiting room. I gotta let them in. Good. Inhale, half lift, and then we're going to start to walk back towards the left, towards that wide leg forward fold. So again, toes are going to be pointed towards the front of the mat, the long edge of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips, and then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Turn those toes out at an angle, and then bend into your knees. We're going to come into a goddess pose. So knees and toes are going to be facing the same direction. Bend at the elbows. Elbows are in line with the shoulders. Hug those shoulder blades together behind us. Remember, belly in, tailbone rooted down. Keep breathing. Each exhale, maybe sink a little bit deeper. But stay lifted enough so that the knees are pointing out in the same direction as the toes. We don't want the knees to buckle in. Good. Big breath. Exhale. Inhale, straighten through the knees, straighten through the arms. We're going to take a warrior two to the front of the mat. So left toes turn out. And then our right toes turn, stay towards the short edge, the long edge of the mat. Bend into that right knee, that left knee. I'm getting my directions all mixed up today. Arms out to a T. Good. Look over the middle finger of that left hand. Root through the tailbone. You can use that left hand to open up the knee. And then wrap those inner thigh muscles behind you.
Warrior two, left side. Left knee bends. Good. Okay, keep this bend in the front knee, and then we're gonna reverse the warrior. So right hand comes down the back leg, left arm reaches up and over. Keep lunging. You can take this hand, this right hand, and reach it behind you, while the left arm lifts up and over. Lifts up and over. Okay, next inhale, straighten through that left knee. Reach out with the left hand and down. And then inhale to reach the right arm up. Come into triangle pose. Again, if you need a block or something just to give you a little more space, feel free to use it. Good. Inhale and come all the way up to a T. Turn these left toes forward. Turn the right toes out. We're going to do the same thing on this side, on the opposite side. So warrior two, bend into that right knee. Arms come to a T. Lengthen through those arms, hug the shoulder blades together. Okay, bend as deeply as you can without letting that knee buckle in. And again, wrap the left thigh muscles behind you. Good. Reverse warrior. Right arm reaches up and over. Left arm comes behind the back or down the leg. The behind the back option is just giving you a little bit more space to open up the shoulder. Good. Next inhale, straighten through that right leg. Right arm reaches out and down. Left arm reaches up. I'm taking that triangle on the left side. On the right side, excuse me. What is it about Mondays? I'm getting my directions mixed up today. It's okay. Happens to all of us. Just keep on stepping, keep breathing, keep on stepping. Okay, next inhale, we're gonna come all the way up to a T. Turn those toes back towards the long edge of the mat. Take an inhale, and then exhale, fold in. Good, we're gonna walk the fingertips, turn the toes back towards the front of the mat. And we're gonna step back into a downward facing dog. You can take a moment to pedal out the feet, move the hips. Good. Inhale and come forward. Just come right onto your hands and knees into a table pose. Maybe take a few cat-cows if you need. We're just going to do a spinal balance. So right leg is going to extend out, lift it up hip level. And then extend the left arm in front as if you're going to shake someone's hand. Pull the belly up and in for support. And breathe.
And one more big inhale to lengthen through the spinal balance. And then exhale, bring the palm and the knee down. Take a few cat-cows if you need. And then we're going to go to the other side. Extend the left leg out behind you. Lift it up hip level. Reach the right arm out. Good. Bring the palm and the knee down. Bring the big toes together. Take the knees wide. Sit back into child's pose. Reach the fingertips out in front. Bring the forehead down. Keep breathing. So as it turns out, this is going to be our first restorative posture. So again, when we think restorative, let's think healing, let's think relaxing, let's think about just everything settling into this mat and releasing. So you can stay here with this child's pose, sending the hips back, maybe bring one side of the face, one cheek down. Another option would be to use your bolster or your pillow and bring your chest and your torso on top of it. Again, lying your cheek to the right or to the left. So I'm going to take this version. I'm going to start our wonderful timer. We're going to be in this for about 5 minutes. Whichever version you have, just sink into it. You may feel some sensation at first, maybe in the hips, maybe the shoulders. If it's too much, just want you to back off a little bit. So we're not looking for more or less, or we're not looking for more sensation. We're looking for the sensation to subside. We're looking to tell our body that it's okay to rest. It's okay to relax. It's okay to release. Take this time and find your quiet and your stillness. And from here, you can stay in this pose as long as you want. From here, just bring your palms underneath your shoulders and slowly press yourself up. And we're going to come, next pose we're going to do is the deer pose. So rock off onto your right hip. I'm going to turn so you can see. So rock off onto your right hip. So my right knee is bent, and then my left knee is bent behind me, okay? So your left hip is kind of lifted up a little bit. We're going to turn towards, let me turn a little bit more so you can see. All right, there we go. So right knee is bent, heel is coming into the body, and then the left knee is behind us. So I just want you to turn your body and fold over that right thigh, okay? You can stack your palms, bring your forehead down. Now for me, it's a little bit too far and my neck feels like it's hanging. So I'm gonna bring my bolster up underneath and I'm gonna stack my palms and rest my forehead on top of my palms. So timer is starting, and then this is deer pose. And this time, just try to notice what else you're holding on to. So not just the physical, but are you holding on to any stress about work or family? Is this pose causing you to think about that? Wherever you're holding on to, just try to sink down and allow for a release. And take your time and slowly lift your chest. All right, and move your bolster out the way if you have one. Our next pose is just going to be a fetal position. So bring your knees together, one on top of the other. Extend your right arm, or whichever side you're on. Hopefully you're on the same side. Lie your ear into your arm, and then your left palm can be face down right in front of your chest. Okay, another option for this is to bring the arm down by the side. Okay, and then the last option would be to take this left knee and open it up towards the sky. The foot is planted, and then extend the right leg out. Okay, so whichever version that you choose, let's try to do the whole 5 minutes. Of course, if it gets to be too much, you can bring your knee down, whichever one you're trying. But just try to relax. Just as long as there's not a lot of sensation, try to breathe in to allow the body to relax and sink down. Remember, any of those options are perfect. The goal here is to rest. Make sure not to force, if you have this knee up position, make sure try not to force that knee open or out to the side. Just allow it to do what it does naturally, sink in. If the knee falls and you come back into a fetal position, just rest there, because that's what it was meant to do. No worries, no judgment. Take your time from here. And we're just gonna roll onto our back. Bend into the knees. Take the feet as wide as the mat and go ahead and knock the knees in toward each other. So knees are gonna be in toward each other, and then the feet are gonna be wide towards the outer edges of the mat. Okay. Now, if this is a lot on your sacrum, on your low back, you can always put a cushion or a pillow up underneath just to make it feel comfortable, okay? So again, we are looking for comfort and releasing from the intensity. In 5 minutes started, I'm actually going to use a blanket for this one today. Whew, that feels a lot better. So again, blanket can come underneath your tailbone. You can also use, at any point in restorative, you can also use a blanket to cover yourself, maybe cover your chest, cover your knees if you just want to feel a little bit more supported and secure. Those are always options. Good, moving slowly. We're just gonna shift right onto that other side, right to the left side, into the fetal. So right or left arm extends. You can stack the knees. I'm gonna turn around in a second just to show you from the front. But right palm comes down, or right palm can come by your side, or you can take that right knee, lift it up towards the sky, plant the foot down, and then left leg is extended. So those are our versions of the fetal that we can do. So stacking the knees, arms extended long, or right knee bent up towards the sky, left leg extended, and then just relax. It's also important to do the same option that you chose on the left side or the right side on this side too, just to create a balance. But again, if that's not available, it's okay. Sorry, that was my doorbell. And from here, we're just gonna push up into our last pose, that deer on the opposite side. So you can come all the way up. This time, your left knee is gonna be bent and the right knee will be bent behind you. I'm gonna grab my bolster again. And then we're gonna turn towards the left this time. Stack the hands either on the bolster or on the floor, whatever is most comfortable. Lay the forehead on top of the hands. And rest. And from here, you can just come right onto your back for our final rest. And I'll give you a couple of options for Shavasana. You can, if you have, you can always, as I said, you can always take Shavasana just without anything and just take your feet to the short edges of the mat or to the wider edges of the mat. Bring your arms down by your side. Close your eyes. Relax. If you have any back issues, you can bring a pillow or bolster underneath your knees, and that'll help to bring the low back down a little bit more for support. You can bring a blanket underneath your sacrum if you need it. There are all different kind of options. And you can also take your blanket to cover up and feel grounded. So we'll take our Shavasana. And rest. And you can feel free to stay in the Shavasana pose for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, just start to move the smaller limbs of the body, move up to the bigger limbs of the body, moving gently, wiggling fingers and toes, open and close the palms of the hands, maybe doing a rotation of the wrist or ankles, turning the head from left to right. Okay, you can roll off onto either your right or your left side into a fetal position. And then slowly press your way up into a comfortable seat. And bringing the palms together right at the heart center, slightly bowing in and honoring ourselves. Honoring ourselves first, making sure that we are restoring, we are healed, so that our cup may be full enough to help others. I thank you for joining me for practice this afternoon, and I wish you light, love, peace in your journey. Namaste.